Hello everybody, welcome along to JACKOCAR. It is Season 3, Round 13. We're well into the playoffs now. It is Bahrain short. 100% race tonight. Cannot wait. I'm your commentator Owen White. With me we've got Jacko. Gonna be a great race.
I certainly do hope so, Owen. Second round of the playoffs, the round of 8. Of course, we eliminated Jake and Thomas last week, and it's like Paul, Iceman, and Cam have their work cut out to stay in because the top 5 are running away with it, and one of those is most unlikely to miss out on the championship 5 unless we see a miracle from one of the 3 drivers in the drop zone.
Well, this is why we go to tracks like this, isn't it? For a bit of surprise, maybe throw a shock result in there. Yeah, I think it's the second time, isn't it, we've done Bahrain short, so...
Yes, last season it was won by Kyle and Jamie. I can't remember much about the race. I think the battle for the lead was quite interesting, but the rest of it was a DRS train.
Yeah, we all thought Riley would win the race for a while, but then it sort of fell away. But, who knows, maybe he'll get some revenge this year. He's, been waiting for that killer performance. Well, when I say that, Austria was, but we don't count that because that was sort of cheating, but, you know, technicalities. But, yeah, we're waiting for him to arrive this season still. And you know, it's a shame. Every time I look at this Bahrain short track, I must say, how hard is it for Cody's just to, I don't know, change it? I'm hoping they will for F1 2021, but man, I hate looking at this track.
It'd be nice to have the outer circuit, the Sakir layout, wouldn't it?
I know, it'd be so good, wouldn't it?
It would fit in well with the hybrid nature of the NASCAR bit in the league, but we can't have everything.
It'd also be realistic. But, well, we never get that in this game. But who knows, maybe F1 2021 will have that. As you all, I'm sure, are aware, the trailer came out today. Some people were very upset at me. But, we'll move on from the fact that Mugello's not on the game. Cheating, it's just disgusting.
And also the fact that it's a downloadable content post-launch. It doesn't quite make sense when they've had...
Well, I don't think it is post-launch.
Well, I'm understanding it is.
I'm hoping when they word it like that, they mean day 1 patch, but it's hard to tell with them considering we're still waiting, like I say, for all the 2020 trucks to arrive here, and I'm sort of giving up hope, mainly because they said they would never do it in the first place. But you know, the point is they do take their time, and it might get more difficult because also, if you weren't aware, the Canadian Grand Prix has been cancelled, so you might find another track being added onto the calendar this year, which Cody's can't make. So, hope you're used to me complaining, but, well, that's not for another few months, F1 2021. So we'll focus on F1 2020, and we're going to focus on qualifying here in Bahrain shorts. Waiting for the first car to come out on track. And I believe it's a brand new entry to JACKOCAR. You'll all know him from the ILR days. Jack's right-hand man back in the day. Scott on his way out of the pits. Lovely livery, I must say.
Yeah, running the ILR colours much like Mr. Gooding does in Kia Series. Of course, Scott has raced in JACKOCAR before down in Kia Series, one appearance as a reserve. But this is his first Cup Series start, and he becomes the 51st driver. We're starting to rack them up now, aren't we?
Indeed. Holding quite the bank of fantastic drivers, hoping... Scott has a good performance. So what we have to point out about these short tracks, obviously with the way the quality system works, you end up with, since it's such a short track, much more potential for getting blocked on your laps. It wouldn't be intentional stuff, but there's just potential when you come out of the pit lane, you might get in someone's way, since it's only a 50-odd second lap, and it's, you know, the slots between leaving the pit lane and, what was it, 45 seconds. So there's always a potential for some crossover, even on in-laps, etc. So look out for that. Obviously, MK Bourne's gone out. He's well clear where Scott is, but it might be something later on in the session. Could affect those front runners when they're going for the crucial pole position lap times. But here is Scott heading down towards turn 1. All this first part of the track is just the same as the normal Bahrain circuit. And then as we head up through turn 3, we take the early turn in for 4. Don't make any jokes. And as he heads out straight onto where turn 10 on the regular circuit exits and onto the DRS zone. Obviously, pretty clear that that's the shortest version of the track we've got. I do think the official one they used was a bit longer, but oh well, let's say maybe they'll have both on the game next year, both Bahrain shorts. But still through the middle sector, the detection point or the timing points on the exit of the corner rather than the entry. Just worth pointing out. I don't think it really matters to anyone, but some people tend to get caught out by that a little bit. Some commentators I've seen think, and he's coming through sector 2. He's still coming through, but yeah, we don't do that. We're professional. Here comes Scott to the line, 58.4. Is it a good lap? Is it not a good lap? It feels like a good lap to me.
I think some of the boys were doing 57.4s in time trials, so he's either second off the pace, or it is good and everyone else is going to do rubbish. I don't know.
Well,
find out as the session progresses.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
We will do. MK Ball in for his 4th appearance this season, of course, full-time in Kia, but has been probably one of our more reliable reserves actually for Cup Series this season. Once a race winner, Baku Season 2, Season 1 even. Up to the line comes MK Bourne with a 58.6, so that's slower than Scott.
Gotta say, that's a wonderful livery he's got, isn't it? The black and purple. Works really nicely, that does. Good stuff. And here's another livery that we've seen not that often this season. When we have seen it, it's been pointing backwards, unfortunately. This is Jano, who obviously bottled it in Singapore with, what, 2 laps to go. I missed it. I was at
it was the final lap, wasn't it?
Well, it was very close to the end. It was a safety car restart, wasn't it? And he spun it 2 corners in. And I was so confident he wouldn't do that I wasn't even watching it. So not only did he bottle the race, but the stream flipping missed it. But well, time to make up for it. We do expect him to win, really, when he turns up, but it's just not really worked out for him when he has. But it has to happen eventually. Maybe he's the new Corey, and you can see how Corey's getting on now.
He's a chase driver, but he's missed the first 2 races, and of course Kieran and Pete are the 2 leaders. I just think they might have enough to go on and beat Janel over the next 4 races, as he does set the fastest lap. We missed a lap from OKK, by the way, in all of that.
Yes, OKK should have set his time after.
I have a feeling he might have been looking at the original lap times that were set out this morning, which have since changed. If that's the case, we will let him off, but he has gone slowest on the 59 too.
Yeah,
so
well,
we can go to Riley.
Yes, Riley, who's like I say, this is one of his better races last season. A bit like Britain's Short. There's a reason we call him the short track merchant. He does appear to be pretty good at him, although that was a big slide he had out of 4. Might have cost him a bit of lap time, because with a track this short, going sideways out of the corners isn't necessarily the best thing in the world. But as long as he gets a lap on the board, he'll probably not be last, as long as there's at least 1 or 2 invalidations. So always keep going, even if you make mistakes. The game says he's purple in the middle sector, but I think I said that for everyone so far, so we'll take that with a pinch of salt at the very least. As Riley around the final corner sees the finish line and sees himself go P4.
Hampered by that mistake, of course. Race ruined last season by Jordan's ghost car. He will be hoping for none of that this time around.
Yes,
we move on to Dexter, the lobby host. Has been since season 1. Still here, never missed a race. Number 46 this evening.
Gotta say, we've got to go. Camo Babu's actually midway through his lap. I don't know if they've got their order on as well. I don't know if I've got the wrong order in front of me, but I wonder. I know it says in your thing that Dexter is to go first, but Camo Babu's gone first. So I wonder if there might be some investigation to do about that. But either way, here he comes. He's gone P5, and then we can go see Dexter.
Good spot there, Owen. But I think just like OKK Camo was on the wrong timings. So back to Dexter.
It's a nice livery, isn't it? I'm a fan of this.
Looks better under the lights as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm a big fan of this. Might be my new favourite livery, Jacko.
Really?
Lovely. Look at the green on there. I'm a big fan of it, yeah. It's a livery I like a lot, just in the game in general. I wish I could do something with it, but he's done it for a great livery. Sadly, the lap isn't as good, but I'm liking the green on it. And then the purple and the blue. It just looks brilliant at night. So. Lovely livery. Beautiful. Anyway, let's look at a purple car. We like these purple cars, don't we? Seems Brandon's finally abandoned the pink, and looks a lot nicer for it. Actually, I quite like that one as well. He's gone P6 with it. Got some good liveries tonight. And here's Pete. Now this is different.
This is a nice one as well.
Yeah. I think he's still reeling over the fact that the internet, thank you internet, proved that his car looked nothing like the Leicester City colours. I don't think you can doubt that it looks like them now, because there's no orange on it and no black on it, apart from the numbers and the tyres. But you know, what can you do about that? And yeah, he's on an out lap, so he's never taken the slowest out lap of all time. Or again, we're looking at different times, because there's no way he's taking nearly 2 minutes to get around this lap.
It says out lap on my screen.
Yeah.
I think he's just preserving the tyres.
2 minutes though. Did he reverse around this track? You know, I mean,
I don't know.
It's incredible. But anyway,
Goes,
yeah, bit late on the DRS, but not going to cost him too much, I imagine.
He had a shocking start to the season, you may recall, but he's now just 3 points off a chance to go back and fight for the championship in 4 weeks' time. So his main rival is Kieran, top chase driver, but of course Janel coming in a threat for victories. Pete's really going to have to start pulling out his best performances ever. What can he do?
Well, I do wonder how many people are going to be scared of Pete tonight after what happened last week, when he decided he was going to kill everyone, and it didn't quite work out for him. But yeah, if you find him in the lead of the race tonight, do expect the bulldozers to come out, because he will be sending you to Narnia. He set that precedent now. I'm expecting it every week. But here he comes through the final corner. To be at the front, you've got to get a good lap time in quali. Is preferable. Janel still P1 with 58.3, and Pete's gone P3 with a 58.4.
Kieran had to get permission from his mum to be here tonight. Comes around the final corner. Chase leader as it stands, so playoff drivers after him. He goes P1.
Lovely lap.
58 seconds.
That is much nicer. Closer to your 57s that we're expecting, maybe from the front runners at the end.
But looking at that, I think we're going to get there now, aren't we?
Oh yes. Oh well, Mr. Kieran Spears, he's still in his Marussia colours. He ran those in the JACKOCAR One Hub event, which he won, by the way, convincingly. If you didn't see that, by the way, I'm sure it's still on the JACKOCAR channel, the Superior channel, the one that won, finished first, convincingly. So that was last Friday. So how much did we raise for the charity in the end, by the way? I forgot to ask.
Between the drivers and the leagues, we did 535, and of course we had 25% sales from T-shirts, which I think was around £50, so it was certainly around the £600 mark. That's what we got.
Good stuff.
All that going to Cowrie. That's the guys trying to better the disadvantaged black students who don't have accommodation for uni.
Yes, must say.
£600 goes a long way towards it.
Yeah, it's great when we do those events. Better when we win them, of course, but obviously we all know it's for a good cause. Anyway, here is Thomas. Can I just... maybe I shouldn't have called Dexter my favourite livery earlier. Now look at this, man. It's just beautiful.
Great.
He's gone P3 of it as well. Shimmy's out now of the championship.
Yeah, eliminated along with the next man, Jake.
Oh, what a livery.
That's a nice livery as well. We do like this one. You prefer it with the purple?
I do. I do prefer it with the purple, but it'll do with red. He's gone P9 though with it, so might struggle to get top 10 in quali with that. And here is Cam.
The man who loves One Hub Racing, as per the public tweets you might have seen earlier.
Yeah, but what on earth has he done with the livery?
It's a candy pink livery. I would say I like it, but he doesn't like the leak, so afraid it's a no from me.
It's okay. I don't think the colours work brilliantly, but maybe I'll get used to that. Comes across the line anyway. P11. The livery doesn't agree with him. Shame. Right. Oh my goodness. It's red.
Had an eye test earlier today. That's about as much information as I have on him.
Yeah.
So, in theory, he shouldn't be blind. He should be able to hit his apexes and bang it on par.
Well, I don't think eye tests cure blindness, to be fair. But
he's hoping it does.
Look at the livery, I must say.
Final corner. It is.
I know it's just red, but it's two different finishes of paint on the red. and it makes it look very shiny and very matte at the same time. It's very nice. It's gone P6.
Now, Owen, a word on Iceman and Corey. Both of them have tribute helmets tonight. This is to remember the 96 fallen fans from the Hillsborough disaster, the Liverpool fans, of course. And of course, Iceman and Corey, both Liverpool fans themselves. What can he do? I do love Iceman's livery though.
He always smashes the liveries out of the park, doesn't he? I mean, I'm loving the chrome with the cyan there. It just looks so good, especially again at night time. They've really gone and made an effort. And let's see, as he comes into the final, well, I say they've really made an effort. We can talk about that horrendous livery behind him in a second. But here is Iceman coming up across the line. P1? No, P2.
Ooh, nearly.
Kieran Spears is 2/10 clear still. What a
I'm
lap.
not sure how long that's going to last. So Corey's been flying in practice. 57.4 is the number I've been hearing for the past couple of days.
But regardless, Kieran being so high up, that is helping his playoffs or his chase campaign very nicely indeed. But let's see, can Corey topple him? As I say, I'm not a fan of this. Are you a fan of this livery?
No, it's disgusting.
I think, okay, yeah. Because you can never really tell with Corey if he's just taking the mick. I mean, we know he is, but...
He is. He is on will, though, now, Owen, to my knowledge.
Yeah, well,
Like,
he's been gloating a lot about how good he is on it, so perhaps this is the catalyst for winning a championship. Or it'll go wrong. We'll wait and see. But round the final corner, we'll get our first indication of how good he is. And he's got a 50 dead to beat. I do think he will do that. 57.8. That is the benchmark that's been set. Can Kyle do anything about it? Another car in purple. So quick to abandon the JACKOCAR colours. Despite our superb victory. He's gone straight back to the purple. Wouldn't that look great in orange?
It would. I'll put a word in.
Yeah, come on, man.
I think, to be fair, the purple here signifies the purple that ART use as their main colour.
I don't care. we just spent last week bullying the purple boys for destroying them with their OP drivers, and I'm the commentator and I beat them. You know? And he's gone straight back to their colours? Unbelievable. What about Arnold? Yeah. He's in the good colours. He's in his traditional colours of his, well, country. And he's turned his DRS off by mistake mid-straight. That's maybe going to cost him a little bit of time.
Arnold and J-Luke, who's out next, by the way, are level on points, but both in the advancing zone for the round of 6.
Oh, that's great news. Let's see what's along with P1 and whether Khalifa can do anything about it. Still wondering if Khalifa's on this sort of downward trajectory at the minute, to be honest. But oh, Arnold, out of that last corner, bit sort of slidey. Did that a lot last week. Did Arnold? We made a lot of fun of him for it. But yeah, he's gone P3 with it. Kieran's still sitting P2. What a lap that is turning out to be. As Jamie heads through. See if he can go P1. And then obviously Khalifa will come next. And yeah, we'll get qualifying finished probably before we hit 0. In fact, we will. So that'll be lovely. Get straight to the race.
I don't want to jinx anything, but we're looking at 20 drivers setting a lap time for the first time ever. If it happens, just got to rely on Jamie and Khalifa to keep it between the lines. He does out that final corner. J-Luke, DRS wide open. Final push to the line. It goes P2, 58 dead.
Well, here we go then. It's Khalifa at his home race. Let's see if he can light up the timing screens. Find some of that dominant form he had earlier in the season that sort of slipped away recently. Oh, I don't know. He's not going to get it. I don't think that's even going to get on the front row at the minute. We'll see though. Round his final corner. A lock-up as well. This is not the cleanest run from Khalifa. Will it cost him? It will, P4. Corey then, on pole.
And I do believe that's Corey's 3rd ever pole in the league. Let me just confirm. Corey Dalton, sorry, it would be his 4th pole. That's his third this season. But a JACKOCAR first, all drivers set a lap time in the 1 lap qualifying. Khalifa's going to do some donuts here, is he? No, he's going to retire on track. Boring. Playing the long game, he's thinking his tyres are going to last the first 10, 11 laps of the race.
Right, well, let's see the order. Because I gotta say, there was some good performances out there. It turned out they were getting nowhere near these mid 57s. Maybe some TT merchants being shown up, but it is Corey on pole, Jamie second, Kieran, the like I say, chase leader. What a qualifying for him, that could be crucial in his championship charge. Khalifa fourth, Arnold fifth, Iceman sixth, Janel, and then Thomas, Kyle and Scott making it into the top 10 on his debut. And then Pete, Paul, NK Boy and Riley, Camo Babu, Jake, Brandon, Cam, and I haven't got the rest of the order.
And OKK.
Dexter and OKK. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All 20 within 1.4 of each other. I know it's a short track, but it's still impressive. In fact, the top 18 are within 9/10 of each other.
They've got full wet tyres in the pit garage. I don't think we're going to be needing those, but that'd be quite a story if we did. Look at it, you can see every garage has got full wets. It must be the strategy. It'll rain on the formation lap. I can't see the sun. Where is it? It must rain.
Must be behind the night sky.
It could be a very cloudy sky. I'm not seeing much of the moon either. But yes, we shall see what happens. Remember, 57 laps around Bahrain short circuit. They will fly by, but it is still worth pointing out that it is a 100% race. What is the Joker situation? Have we got any?
No Jokers tonight, but your stage points will be awarded at the end of lap 15 and 29.
And it's hard to transform back to dries. Well, that lasted. Right then, top 10 obviously will start on the tyres they qualified on, that being the soft tyre. But outside the top 10, we've got Pete on mediums and Brandon on mediums, the rest of them all on the softs. As you say, no Jokers, so that means they'll all be on the 2-stop. You won't be wanting to go anywhere near the hards, even if you do have an accident, frankly. And you could probably get away with just being on the softs and mediums all day long. But, yeah, we've got a car in Narnia already. Is that Paul, I want to say? It might have been Paul McGuinness who's been in Narnia, but yes, like I say, it's been a while since I've done this. I am generally going to have to look through the zombies and think which one's the best. They've really, smashed it tonight. There's so many good ones.
Iceman, Pete, Janel, they're all pretty good. Dexter, of course.
We'll give a quick
it's
rundown.
Not Corey.
We'll give a quick rundown. Corey, rubbish. Jamie, better than the Lotus. Kieran,
I've seen it too much now.
Seen it too much, yeah. Khalifa, again, get some new colours, lad. Arnold, yeah, it's fine. Iceman, lovely jubbly. Janel, PTSD. Thomas, may or may not be the best livery on the grid, inspired by, well, colours.
It's got gold on it, Owen.
It's got.
I thought you like gold.
I do like gold a lot. Kyle's got purple, disgrace. Scott, ILR colours will allow it.
ILR colours, yeah.
Pete, Leicester City colours, finally. Paul McGuinness, Ferrari colours. No green, no. No green on it. MK Bourne, no. Yeah, it's fine, but it's purple. It is good. Riley, off the track for some reason. Camavo hasn't changed that livery much, has he? But it still looks
a B-Tech version of my livery from the Kia series.
Yeah, it'll do though.
Yeah.
Jake, good. Brandon, much better than the last one. Cam, maybe it'll grow on me. Dexter, second best livery on the grid behind TC. OKK, same as always. And pretty much NK Bourne's livery without the purple, without the gold. But so here we go then. Everyone's lined up on the grid. Very long run down towards turn 1. Anything can really happen here, because we don't do these short races too often. But here we go. We've got lights on. Corey on the right hand side of your screen. Jamie on the left. And boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing. What a start it looks like from Jamie as well. Can he get a good launch towards turn 1? They're free wide. Well. Singapore 2017 vibes there. Which of them's going to get at the front? They're all going to hit each other into turn 1. I wonder how many are going to stay on the track. Looking for Kieran trying to get involved here. He's got a lot to lose and he's off into Narnia. Front wing's going flying. He's going through the gravel trap. And Corey's kept leading the race. a lot of front wing flying. I think that might be from Kieran. I did say he had a lot to lose in his chase campaign, and it's costing him big time, that damage, if it indeed is his wing that's going flying. But it is Corey that leads.
It's Khalifa, Jamie, Kieran, Paul and OKK all have damage on that first phase of the Grand Prix.
Oh, and there Ryan goes Jamie. No one's going to hit him, I don't think, but that could have been so easily a T-bone accident, and that would have surely brought a safety car, but luckily it's all been avoided. But that's Jamie right at the back of the grid, having had such a good launch off the line. Best launch was probably from Khalifa, but he just couldn't make a stick because he was Mazepined off.
He was winner of the last 2 races as well as J-Luke. Kieran had an excellent start from P3 on the grid, but just got squeezed, went across to the right, and then lost his front wing. Kyle pits.
Looks like Khalifa's over-fueled massively. He's got 3.7 laps extra fuel. He might want to lose that. I think quite a lot of them have actually got extra fuel. I've seen Janel's got 5.7 laps of fuel. What on earth is going on?
TC's gone for a spin at turn 1.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't see that one because his name went up to P3 there. But yes, you're right. TC has had a spin. And there's another front wing. Yeah,
carnage at turn 3. Sorry to interrupt again.
Yeah, the order's
mental at the moment.
Order's messing me about. I can't tell where anyone is. It's extremely annoying. Kyle's at the back as well. Yeah, he must have pitted, so did OKK and Jamie. And the order's fixed itself now. Reminder though that Codemasters did say they'd fix this glitch, and they haven't. And I think Paul McGuinness has hit the wall because his front wing's missing. Might have been involved in that turn 3 carnage. And obviously, that's got major implications in his championship. Might be coming to an end at the end of this stage, or at the end of the next race. Because obviously this is not good news, being at the back of the grid and having to box as well, with Camo Babu as well. And Camo's killed himself.
Oh, yeah, I saw that as well.
Didn't really make much of a difference. Maybe, yeah, weird one. But like I say, a lot of them have got buckets of fuel for no real reason. Iceman's been sensible. He's got 0.7 laps of fuel. Car ahead, Arnold, 2.7. Janel, 5.6 extra laps. Like, what are they doing?
I think the game doesn't recognise this as a short track, so it fuels it for a Bahrain race, possibly. Like a full, was it 17, 18 corner race? Sorry, 15 corners, isn't it?
It's a weird one. I don't really know what's happening with that. Here's Riley, by the way, trying to go up the inside of Pete. Pete, the highest runner on the mediums, might not want to risk as much since he's on a slower tyre at the moment.
And Owen, worth mentioning that Pete finished P2 on track last week, 2 weeks ago. Did then get demoted to P5.
Only P5?
Only P5, yeah, because he forced Jamie and Khalifa off the track in defending his position. But still his best result this season.
Look at Jake and Scott going side by side. As Jake gets ahead. Scott was fighting hard there, but in the end, Jake had the DRS on the exit anyway. So, yeah, he was able to get that P9. He'll now go after Pete, who's already fallen outside. Oh, not fallen outside, sorry. He's falling outside the DRS range of Riley. Riley's the one outside of Kieran's, actually. Kieran's staying out then. Just going to stick it out until his first stop. I think he made mistakes, was it in Monza, where he had that front wing down and he pitted with it, and I don't know what happened, but he just had a complete nightmare, costing the win. But now he's going to give up on it. Now at this stage you probably could go medium.
Pits, yeah.
You could probably still actually go soft medium, to be frank. But we'll stay like that.
Looking at the back of Pete, made a move into T1, but then thought better of it. Sorry.
Yeah, so we'll wait a little bit longer. The pits have cost Kieran. Will he get jumped by anyone? Preferably, you know, we're looking at Kyle, for example. Kyle does as well clear. I wonder if Kyle's was actually a tactical pit stop, because that gap, what's the gap? Currently about 6-7 seconds. That would put him well into the leader's race, Kyle. If that's how much he's beaten Kieran, who was, what, 6th out of the pits by?
Yeah.
So that could be strategy for Kyle, actually.
Yeah,
interesting
eyes
stuff.
On Jake at the moment. He's looking down at Pete into the final turn here, Owen. Is he going to make a move or wait for the DRS? He is.
Yeah, going to just
move down into turn 1 now.
Gonna just take the safe option against a car that we know isn't safe. But he's not got much DRS left though. He could do with saving that a lot. It's a long race to be completely out of ERS by lap 6. That's quite concerning for him. Corey's doing quite well with that at the front. That might keep him ahead for a while.
Jake did start down in P17, I think it was, I don't forget. So he's had a cracking start. Obviously a few pit stops he's benefited from. But well and truly into the top 10.
So
right
gap,
there as well,
gap from Kyle to Corey, 25.5. I don't know exactly what you're using a pit stop. Because obviously Kieran had a front wing change. We think that's about sort of 6 seconds maybe for a front wing change extra on top of a pit stop. And so that means that Kyle probably would have been about 3 seconds clear. You know, he'd be right in with that leading pack potentially when they all decide to pit for the first time.
But the disadvantage Kyle has is the fact that this leading pack all have DRS with each other. Kyle is having to go all on his own. Normally the clear air would be the benefit, but not so much around this place.
We've got Dexter on the back of Scott. We've got Thomas passing NK Bourne. Dexter, another driver who's made a lot of positions, a bit like Jake. Just getting through the field, trying to get himself into the top 10. Cam as well has actually gone. We have had quite a few drivers making a lot of positions in the early stages. Biggest winner, in fact. Who is the biggest winner on the start? That would be Jake. But Riley and Cam and Dexter, you know, they've all made 8 and 9 places, so yeah, they've all done a smashing job. But we're on to lap 8 now. Corey just about had that gap up to a second, but not in time for the DRS zone for Khalifa, who just about keeps the win open. Riley gets by another one. He's past Iceman. The short track merchant's doing it, and Thomas is into the wall. Now, is that an accident? It does appear to be an accident. It's not just a pit lane retirement. Look on the right hand side, yeah, it's a big hit into the wall. And Thomas, the gold hasn't brought him the luck, as it turns out. So I don't know what to do with him now. But he's out of the race. No safety cars or anything yet. We'll wait on that one. Might take a while, but maybe it'll just disappear. Yeah, his car's gone, so we're just gone back to green flag. And look at Arnold all over the back of Janel right now, as Scott and Dexter duke it out.
That crash for Thomas will near enough signal the end of his chase campaign. He was coming to this on... Oh no, he wasn't in the chase, was he? He's already been eliminated on the playoffs.
Here comes Arnold. Surely it's going to be P3. He's got a lot to VRS. He's using it down towards turn 1. And it is a podium position for Arnold. And a big lockup as well. Maybe that's not preferable. Dexter, is he going to get the move on Scott? Will Scott dive back down his inside? No, he won't. So Dexter into the points. The car looking superb from behind as well. Very chromy and nice. Anyway, that fighting, well, I say fighting, the sort of positions between Arnold and Janel has meant that Arnold's out of DRS now, and Khalifa might just let him sort of relax a little bit, because he does need to start figuring out this ERS display, because there's no way he's going to be able to attack for the moment with that amount of ERS sat there. And Scott is trying to go round the outside of Dexter again, so these two are giving a good scrap, but it has meant that Cam has disappeared and Arnold straight back into DRS range. Yellow flags, I think OKK lost a position, so it must have been him that was the yellow flag. No front wing damage, I think it might just have been an off-track excursion or nothing more. Jake now comes past Iceman, and Cam comes past Pete, and Scott wants to come past Dexter down the inside of turn 1, backside of it. Plenty of fighting going on in there, isn't there?
Absolutely. Good to see Scott actually holding his own on his debut, coming into a tier of drivers that I don't think he's raced many of these, if at all any of them, but going well against Dexter. They're giving us a good battle at the moment. Khalifa doing well to stick with Corey, even with that damage on the front right of the wing. Are now slowly getting back into the DRS zone. In fact, he's there, and Janel staying with him as well. Those top 4 seem to have it covered, but Kyle is, of course, a big factor at the moment. Lead driver on 1 stop. We do expect him to at least get top 5 from us at the end of the race, without any other major incidents.
Yes, indeed. We do expect him to do quite well. And like I say, since the tyres last forever around here, perhaps the fact that, yeah, he's on 7-lap old tyres, and you might think, oh, he's got a big disadvantage. It won't be that big of a disadvantage, I don't think, actually, for him. So it should work out okay for him in the end. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. This top 4, not really scrapping away too much. Just sort of keeping themselves to themselves. They've pulled away 3.4 seconds to Riley. So it does feel like it's sort of those 4 going for the win themselves, and then we'll see where Kyle is later on. And yeah, let's see if there's any more fighting going on out there. It looks like yeah, actually these top 4 are the closest drivers on the track at the moment, apart from Cam, Iceman and Jake, who are scrapping over P6. That one might have more of a chance of actually being a fight, because I do suspect that top 4 are just pacing themselves. But we've got some pit stops.
They all pit. Yep.
Khalifa and Arnold into the pit lane. Corey and Jan will stay out.
Dare I say, Kyle this week doing his best Jamie impression with the old strategy.
And here is the front wing change for Khalifa. Look out for Jake, might hold him a little bit. He doesn't. So where's Arnold going to come out? In fact, let's ride on board with Kyle. Let's see if we'll be able to see him on the way out of the pits. There.
Back, Owen.
He is quite far back, isn't he, buddy? He can see him at the very least. I think you're right with P5 with him there. I think he will end up around there.
Maybe P4 because obviously Khalifa had wing change as well. So
yeah, good point. Could even be ahead of Janel as well. You never know. Depends sort of where that all sort of shakes out. Although I do suspect he might be a little bit too far back for that. But here is well, let's see who pits this lap. Corey stays out, Janel stays out, Riley is going to pit. What about Iceman? He's got a lot of pressure from Cam, he might fancy the pit lane, he does indeed.
First stage point comes at the end of lap 15. I wonder if Corey's going to stretch those softs an extra 3 laps just to pick up the extra point. Janel, who was questioning me earlier in the day actually, how do I get a stage point? Got a lead at the end of lap 15 and lap 29 tonight. But Corey just seems to be driving off into the distance. He can almost relax a little bit. But Arnold is a threat for the race win.
So let's see what's going on out on the track then. Jake jumping at Iceman. Obviously he was in there with Cam and Iceman earlier on. And Iceman, really big slide out of the corner. Just got to get those tyres heated up. Not really the way I'd be doing it, but as long as they get heated up at the end of the day. So, yeah, it's just a way to see what these pistols do. We're not sadly getting much in terms of fighting at the current stage. Janel is staying out. Not Cam. Corey's in the pits. Maybe Cam will pit, no he won't. He stays out. Corey on 2 mediums. They've all been pitting for the mediums, apart from Kyle so far. And Paul. I don't know why Paul's on the hards. I don't really get his logic there. But well. Now, where's Arnold going to be? Is he going to have a chance of getting Corey? Perhaps with Corey having that worst line into turn 1, and then some colder tyres. Perhaps Arnold could pose a threat. Although Corey is potentially going to get the ice of Brandon. But Brandon, I suspect, might stay out for a couple laps longer than really Corey would want, as he's on those medium tyres rather than soft tyres. But Arnold is not in DRS at the minute, so he won't be able to take massive advantage just yet. But he could be a factor. Could be a factor. Kyle 2.8 seconds off this, by the way. So yeah.
He's there, isn't he? He's in that fight.
Yeah, he might just need to get lucky, perhaps at the safety car, because I imagine he'll pit a little bit earlier than the rest of them, and safety car after that could just catch the others out. So his sort of super duper undercut strategy might play into his own hands if he gets a safety car to help him. But here's Corey. Gotta make this move clean on Brandon. Let's not have any silly accidents or anything into turn 1, and it is a clean move.
They are teammates as well, don't forget, this season.
Yeah,
of course, we must mention actually, Red Matt has had to leave the league due to university commitments, but he was able to compete in the charity race and was a valuable asset to us. Helped us overcome the Purple Boys over at One Hub Racing.
He was very quick.
Was.
Yeah. I couldn't match his pace. He was rapid. But we decided not to fight each other because we were professional. Just ignore what happened in Mexico where we all crashed into each other. That didn't happen.
I didn't see it.
Okay, well, we all decided there was a fight for as calm pits. There was a fight for something like 11th. We all had a super clever plan. I mean, it worked obviously in the end because we won the thing. But I think there was some sort of traffic jam at turn 5, and one of our drivers decided to let us through, and we all sort of crashed into it. But oh well, we won anyway. I got very angry. That's why I don't league race anymore. I was very angry. I was convinced we'd lost. I was about to blame everyone. But anyway, well, that's why I don't race. That's why I commentate. It's more fun to complain when I'm commentating.
Oh yes. So Janel, by the way, did pick up that first stage point of the race.
Yes, he did. Cam ended up a second behind Iceman. He's 1.6 seconds behind Jake, so staying out a bit longer maybe wasn't the best plan for Cam in that fight, but Jake now is on the back of Riley as Janel now pits. He's got his point. Frankly, probably could have pitted on the last lap actually and still got the point, but safety
easy,
first.
yeah.
Safety first. Make sure the point is secured. And Corey now is on the back of MK Bourne. He's now alongside, he's now ahead of MK Bourne, and well, you might have noticed that he sort of disappeared down the road. Arnold's still behind Brandon. I wonder why that is. But yeah, Brandon doing a great job for his teammate here.
Absolutely.
And Khalifa's now passing Kyle. Maybe his older tyres are starting to show their age a tad, but he is still in there. I mean, you can see Jano, Khalifa, you can see Arnold. So I mean, I'm sure he'll still be pretty happy with how this is going so far, Kyle.
And Owen, if Corey were to win this race, it'd be a win for the Blessed team. That would be 5 wins in a row for them. No team has ever done that in JACKOCAR.
Ooh, we're tempting fate with that one, aren't we? But here is Corey again. I don't know what we want to watch. Do we want to watch Arnold? Or do we want to watch Corey? Because Corey, you'd feel, is an inevitable move. Scott and Corey, old buddies from back in the Allied days. I'd be very surprised if that goes wrong. I would be slightly less surprised if Arnold and the ever-angry Brandon goes wrong. He's a bit like me, but except he gave up commentary and kept racing. I did it the opposite way. Corey got the move done. Shockingly, Arnold did as well, but he's locked up into turn 1. Brandon might have a little look on the exit. Any dive bombs? Any chance of a scare for Arnold? Nah, I think Arnold's clear now. Should be him through. But yeah, Corey now is sitting 6.3 seconds off Pete. And he is having a very good race now. It's looking pretty good for a victory for Corey.
Do you remember, say, the first 9 weeks of the season, well, excluding Australia, the middle 8 weeks of the season? We laughed at him because he couldn't string together a result.
True, he couldn't.
Now, staring at 5 podiums in a row.
Well, it had to happen eventually, didn't it? It was because he was always in and out, instead of just, you know, there all the time. And now he's here all the time, he's got this consistency down.
Yeah.
The drivers are now getting by Brandon. Gerald got by, now Khalifa's coming by. I imagine Kyle will probably get by soon as well.
Brandon's done an absolutely solid job for Corey there.
He has
really
indeed. Really good stuff. That gap now, 4 seconds between Corey and Arnold in the fight for the lead. Here is Kyle now, and he's got the move done as well on Brandon. His work here done for this stint. Will he pull the same trick in the next stint, I wonder? But yes, that's gonna be him maybe pitting now, I imagine soon. Take 2 soft tyre stints and go to the end. I wonder if he will just do that now, as Pete does pit off of his mediums as well. But let's see. Nah, he's going to sit and watch the fight because it's about to get quite interesting. Giano is still saving that ERS and he's closing pretty nicely regardless on Arnold. Could easily have gone for the move. And MK Bourne has left the session, unfortunately.
It's a classic MK Bourne trait, that one.
Yeah, we're used to that one.
Yeah, and I was just going to mention as well, OKK picked up the first in-game penalty of the day, that 3 seconds for a corner cut. The driver's keeping it fairly clean at the moment, good to see.
Don't tempt
Brandon.
fate.
Yeah, Brandon, the only car left to pit. He did make a pit stop, by the way, come out down in P11.
Well, Cam was over a second behind Iceman, but he's now clear of him. Making the move to DRS. There's no damage for Iceman, it just seems Cam's got the better pace in a minute, so he's got through. Can maybe try and chase after Jake, who's still behind Riley. And back up with his fight for second place. 4.5 seconds now between the top two. Janel still reluctant to use his ERS. If only he knew that everyone around him didn't really have much. He'd probably be able to get through and pull away, but he's deciding not to do that. Slow and steady wins the race, unless you're Corey, who's flying him. But, well. You know what they say, first the worst, second the best, all that.
Yep.
And right now, that's the fight. So, we do have potential for Riley to get involved later on. I don't know what his pace really is like. We haven't really watched him too much. We just know he's been thereabouts. Could factor later on.
Got to think about this top 5. I know Janel hasn't made many appearances, but we know how competitive he is. These top 5 in the race are probably 5 of the 6 best in the league at the moment. You have one being J-Luke, who isn't having quite such a good race.
Well, he's just past MK Bourne. The comeback is on.
So Riley in this race is best of the rest, as Brandon finally makes a stop.
Here comes Janel. He decided maybe he's got the stream on in the background. You're welcome, Janel. No one's got any ERS around you. Go free. Because you're much quicker and it would have been much easier than just sitting behind him all day. Maybe try and chase after the leader. Has there been a hit?
Go for a half spin.
What on earth happened there? Was it a little nerf under braking from Khalifa? Looked very unnatural from Arnold's on board.
Not too sure. Watching back the stream, I think Arnold just had a moment of his own. I'm sure he'll kick off if there was any contact. You know what he's like.
Indeed. Well, either way, collecting it back up again. Hasn't lost anything.
And MK Bourne strike 2 now.
Oh dear.
The session once again.
Jake has got a penalty. Maybe getting a bit frustrated, sat behind Riley at the moment. Unable to do anything about him at the current moment. Arnold is not catching. Khalifa is not catching. Kyle is obviously not catching either. No one's fighting anymore. Pete is doing. Let's watch Pete, the fastest man on the track. He's driving his his heart out here. He's absolutely given us a show trying to catch Iceman. So let's watch a fast lap on board a fast car.
And the thing with Pete as well, last week, I know he had the Joker, but he would have got a sniff at being at the front again. And I think in line with that, he's got a sniff at another championship. And that's what he's thinking. Can he go to round 17, try and regain his season 1 crown? Like, it's an uphill task, but he's on pace at the moment. He is the third chase driver in line, but the other 2 in front of him, which is Riley and Janel, they're a long way behind in points terms. So Pete is doing the absolute best job he can at the moment. Here it is behind him on track. That is the only disadvantage, but that would be 1 point closer to Kieran in the chase standings. So Pete having a very good couple of races. Hopefully it can continue for him. He needs some luck.
I sense a bit of contact happening here. Riley on the inside of Jake. They've already been rubbing wheels. But Jake has got through. Will Riley be able to fight back with the DRS? Jake not really got much ERS to use since he's given it his all to get by. So I do suspect that Riley might find himself with a chance soon to pass the man who got a penalty just a couple laps ago. But
I mentioned that OKK had one. Loads of drivers picked him up. Paul, Jake, as you mentioned, and Scott. 5 penalties.
Indeed. And what about these front-running guys? Anything happening yet between these 4? Kyle no longer really in the DRS, I don't think. Arnold not using any ERS because he hasn't really got any. Janel still has more than him. And yeah, it's sort of a stalemate there. Riley is going back by Jake. I said he had extra ERS, and he started on mediums, of course, didn't he? So this is soft to the end for him. So this is working out quite nicely. He'll have a safety car right now, I'd imagine, actually. Just getting nice and close up. You know, have all the hard work done for him. Because he could be quite the threat to the top 5, perhaps, at the end of the race, we'll see. I'd like to see him get the form up, because obviously I did predict he would, so it'd be nice if I was right about something. Sadly, though, I really like hearing Spears a bit more. Mainly because he's got a cool name, and he reps Marisha, Manor, Virgin, whatever you want to call it. Goated in general, I think. As Pete proves me right again. I don't know. I like everyone too much. Oh, contact! Front wing flying off, and it's Riley.
Oh,
of course it's Riley. And then Jake.
So with Jake.
Jake, for whatever reason, has now gone into him twice. And Pete's having even more fun out here. Jeez, let me just get my crystal ball out. I might need to. And he shall now. He will win the race because I feel about everyone so far. Kieran, come on, get with the picture. I'm calling you goated. You can't be called Spears and not be goated.
Pete now leads the chase standings.
No, I mean yes. I mean I don't know. We have 2 go through.
He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions ahead of Kieran. That puts him +2 in the chase. Janel not doing enough.
He could have been leading the race. Oh, safety car.
Safety
Paul
car.
McGuinness. That is at turn 4.
And look who's in the pits.
Kyle. No.
Boss.
Well, he wouldn't have reacted. He wouldn't have been able to react to yellow because the yellow never came out. It just went straight up. Safety car. Safety car. And that helped Jake out a little bit after his incident.
I will let you talk to the viewers. I'm going to review this on VAR.
Okay. Well, you can quite clearly see that Jake's front wing's been smashed to pieces. So he gets away with his pit stop. This might make him a factor for the race win. Yes, I know it sounds a bit weird, but that's how these safety cars work. Riley's front wing not damaged enough. He will not pit. If he does, he'll be disqualified. Well, not disqualified, but he'll have to book for him. 30-second penalty. But he hasn't done it yet. Kyle, though, yes, he's in the best position because he is the one who has just pitted. If it was legal, then he is going to the end of the race on those tyres and will most certainly be a factor. I did say, though, Pete would like a safety car. My crystal ball is getting better and better, Jacko. Did I or did I not say, 2 laps ago, that Pete would love a safety car to close that gap to the front? And what's he got?
He's got a safety car, and also I've reviewed the footage. Kyle was committed to the pit lane on entry when the safety car come out.
Good news for him then. So, right, well I've got to start wrapping Mr. Spears here because, like I say, he reps this team. We've got to make sure he can get through over a colourblind driver. Unless, of course, we can kick Jamie out. Always happy to do that. And we're going to have both Kieran Spears and Pete Knighton, or Kington, as I used to call him.
Do you remember those days?
It took about 3 races for someone to correct me on it as well. I'm just like, sorry, I'm a slight bit dyslexic. Never realised, but there you go.
Of course, if you were actually English, you wouldn't have pronounced it wrong in the first place, but I think your Northern Irish nature means you pronounced it in that way, like genuinely, not even for fun. But
yeah.
It gave us a laugh.
You got Speed Kington here. Speed Kington here. It just rolls off the tongue, you know? Speed Knighton. Ugh. No. Just a bit like I used to call Janel. Well, I can't say that on. Anal. I used to call him Anal. Genuinely, Janel. Everyone thought it was hilarious. And I think there's a clip of me somewhere on the internet screaming at the top of my voice. You know, back when I used to scream my head off. I was a child back then. I do apologise.
Sure not.
I'm 19 years of age now.
Old man.
I know.
In league racing terms.
That's why I retired. Yeah, you get to that point in the midlife crisis. I thought, you know what? I'd rather just beat Jacko at go-karting. That's more fun, isn't it? So,
Guess so.
yeah. I might as well propose now. Is Nick in the chat? Because I need to propose this now. What if he's here? And if he's not here, tell him to watch it. Nick, we need to get you to karting to do the forfeit, okay? For when we beat you, and that would just be really funny. So forget this vlog on Saturday, whenever Jack is there, that is. You're coming to karting, and you're doing your forfeit then, and we'll all laugh at you. In person, I'll gloat. In person, and then I'll beat you at karting. I mean, we'll all get laughed by Paul McGuinness, so it's not like, you know, we'll all get embarrassed. But it's just a proposal. Just a proposal. You know it's a good idea. Yeah, it means he's also got months to prepare, so he might be able to get some quality stuff. But, yeah.
There we go. Owen Corey picks up the second stage point, leading a lap 29. Janel got the first.
Yes. And obviously Corey's not going to be a big fan of this. Obviously, he's got the point, but he's obviously lost his lead that he did so well to build. Him and Brandon working together to, yeah,
He's led 23 laps today. That's Corey.
Yeah, he has done quite well so far. But I do wonder if we're just going to get that rush into the pit lane at the end of this safety car, or whether they're going to go right for a few laps, try and build a gap to Kyle. I hope he gets caught up in something, but yeah, it does feel like Kyle's in a bit of a box seat right now. Who's all made 2 stops? Is it just him? Let's just see.
Just Kyle, yeah.
Just Kyle, and obviously Jake as well. Sorry, Jake as well. Yes. As safety car is in at the end of this lap, so I can stop waffling now. Even though, like I say, it's a good idea. You need to tell Nick about that. But here comes Corey then. Will it be that mad rush into the pit lane that we've become used to seeing on these safety car restarts, when pit stops are still needed to be made, or is it going to be some hard racing? Either way, Pete might be feeling quite smug about himself, Kyle might be feeling quite smug about himself, and Jake might be feeling quite smug about himself as well, despite being involved in an accident. Riley might have something to say about that, mind you, but here we come round the final corner. Safety car's in. We go green once again, and it looks like the front few are staying out. Riley will pit with that broken front wing, now that it's legal for him to do so. And yeah, most of the field has stayed out. Will Janel go for the lead into turn 1? No, he won't. They've made a second already on Arnold somehow. Arnold maybe just not playing ball on that restart. A bit distracted perhaps, but he has lost some time. Pete still sits in 5th place. How is Kyle doing? He'll be wary of the fact that he's in a good position at the moment. And that he should just maybe keep it a bit calm. He's got 2 drivers on sauce around him, not at the end of the world they get past him, just as long as he keeps his car intact, because like I say, it's looking pretty good for him. But I mean, if Corey shows anywhere near the pace he showed earlier on today, when he made that 4-second gap, maybe it won't be a cut and dry victory for Kyle, as Jamie gets by Dexter, by the way, on his 28 lap old mediums.
Will we see anybody pit this time around? I think they're all sticking to the strategy. I'm surprised we didn't get the massive pile up of cars into the pit lane as we usually see on safety car restarts.
What is Pete going to do here?
Everyone's come accustomed to that. What will Pete do here, actually? He's looking very lively.
Kyle, big dive bomb into turn 1. Like I say, it's a risk to do this when you're in a box seat to win the race, but Scott will fight it. But surely with the inside line, Kyle does move up into P9 in this race. MK Bourne, sorry, Brandon I should say, on the back of Scott now.
MK Bourne, by the way, advising me he can't take control of his car, so this, I believe, is AI, unless he's managed to get back in somehow.
Brandon through, well, it's not turn 12, is it? It's like turn 7 or 8 or something now. But, yeah, he's through anyway. No spins. Back at the front, Janel slightly falling back now. It's 7/10 of a second. Arnold 1.3 back. That's why Pete was closing so quickly and earlier, because it was Khalifa getting a slipstream on Arnold and Pete getting a slipstream on both of them. But no action into turn 1 as it stands. DRS though is now enabled, and so that's when you might get stuff happening. First zone on the way through to turn. Oh, Arnold spins!
There's another position for Pete.
Yeah, it's getting better and better for him, isn't it? Only one car to pass, none of this double DRS to worry about. He just has one car to DRS pass, and Arnold, I said he was struggling for pace. He's now got some lovely overheated tyres, and he's at the back as well. Pete hasn't got by Khalifa, but I think there's a couple of people here who'd be quite pleased to see Arnold just spinning. Just you know, one of the people who were expecting in that Challenger 5, just showing that they can make mistakes.
Khalifa's gone for a spin.
And Khalifa's nearly done it as well. There's something on the track tonight, and it's wanting Pete to win tonight, honestly.
I think it's Pete Sweat, that's what's on there at the moment. He's having the race of the season.
It's
fantastic for him.
There's something wrong, right? Alright. I've never jinxed a driver to do this well. I can't believe it. But he's still going. We've got some pitters. Unsurprisingly, Arnold's one of them. Camo was another one, and Jamie as well. Camo was spared into the pit lane. So Pete then, 2.6 seconds off the race lead.
On merit as well.
On merit. He started on the mediums. It softs all the way to the end for him. So he will have good pace until the checkered flag. And he might even...
Really...
He might even have a chance at the undercut as well. Because I reckon, you know, on those salts he might fancy an earlier stop anyway. So it does look pretty good for him, as long as he keeps penalty free. Obviously...
And this is really going to mix the playoffs up, Owen. You've got Iceman up there in P6, which is great for him. Also Cam up at P5.
Yeah.
Arnold and J-Luke. It's not going to damage them this week, but it means they've got to have a good race next week if they want to advance.
Oh, Camo Babo.
It's Camo Babo, yeah.
10-second penalty, yeah, that's deserved, isn't it?
Yep.
Cheating little bugger.
Janel's sticking with Corey in this phase of the race.
Yep. Just they're both sort of just holding their own right now. It's Kieran and Kyle. Fights away. Kieran holding his own against Kyle. Remember, Kyle, he's pretty much the net race leader. Oh, nearly contact. Maybe there was a big tap there from Brandon, that would be, on Kieran. Kieran, who's derating. Oh, not derating, but not using the ZRS. He's harvesting, whereas Brandon was using all he had left to try and catch and pass him, but couldn't quite manage it. But yeah, Kyle, he's making the difficult moves right now. It is risky, but he's keeping it on the island. He's facing the right direction, and he finds himself currently, he's 5 points out of the lead. I mean, it'll be the most comfortable lead for him.
Kyle coming into this season, this race with only one win so far this season. This time last season, he was picking up his 5th. If he does win tonight, it'll be his 8th full time.
Yeah, we just had Khalifa in the pits, and look at Kieran trying to defend from Kyle as we see ahead Pete, or not Pete, sorry, we've got Kyle passing Iceman, and it's Brandon and Kieran we're watching, that's what it is. Kyle's got his one done. Kieran trying to defend, he'll have a good exit on Brandon. They're wheel binding, softs versus mediums, similar ERS, both have none. And Kieran with the less grippy tyres, I would expect to back up, but he hasn't done it.
Kieran's gone for a spin.
Oh, Kieran.
It's just falling in favour of Pete right now, isn't it? I know Janel's a chase driver, but don't forget he missed 2 races.
Oh, who's that? Is that Brandon? Yeah, he's got lost. He's recovered though. He's gone at whatever corner that is. Turn it. That's what 3 drivers have seen now. Just simply lose the rear end. Camo Babo, a 4th one, possibly that lost it just on his own. Thomas was saying it was Paul McGuinness possibly had something to do with his accident, so maybe he wasn't one. But a lot of them just simply with no grip out there. It's a weird one, this. But yeah, another one biting the dust there, and luckily there was no wall to hit for Brandon because he went quite a long way off the track.
And look at Scott, by the way. Davy Jump, don't forget, just kept his nose clean, running P7. Good for him. Having a better debut here than what he did in the Kia series.
Yeah, didn't see his Kia series, but it certainly does seem like a good performance, so he'll be happy with it regardless. Absolutely. Like I said, running those classic ILR colours. I still have the ILR t-shirt. Don't ask why I bought them. It's pretty dangerous actually. It has a lot of static electricity.
See, I got a cotton one for a go-kart event.
We need more JACKOCAR merch. Anyway, Pitters. We'll talk about merchandise later. Because Pete is in, Corey's in, Cam's in. I imagine it'll be soft tires for all of them. It is. And look at that. I mean, Pete is right behind Corey, isn't he? But you might have noticed that Kyle, he's only already at the end of the first sector. I mean, you know, there's no small gap. No, yellow flags, who's causing it? Camo Babos is the red car, he's done what Brandon did. Another just simple spin. Khalifa, by the way, undercut, trying to get by Khalifa, or trying to get by Corey, I should say, and he's been shoved off the track. Pete can't do anything about it. Riley's got much closer with his undercut, which was because he had to pit for that front win, of course. Cam up there as well, but yeah, basically they're all praying for something to happen to Kyle now, because my goodness, he's just going to be miles clear when all this shakes out. But on a much slower tyre, and a much older, slower tyre. So you never know what could happen at the end, but it does look like as Kyle takes the lead, he might just not lose it. Oh, Scott. That's a bizarre accident.
It was a lag spike. It was a lag spike. He didn't hit anything. He was driving in a straight line.
Look at his wheel rolling down the main straight.
Yeah.
The hell of a... sorry, I'm not... Oh! Don't run into the... No! Good thing Cam had a halo there. Oh, and another one. No, that can damage your front wing if you hit that wheel too hard, Jamie, and he has hit it reasonably hard. No damage though. But wait, Cam, they've all hit a loose wheel, you see, and that obviously the simulation damage can damage you. Riley ran over front wing, no punctures though. So they've all got away with running over that, and we've gone green once again. But yeah, not very often you see a tyre rolling down the track. We saw, didn't we? Was it Camo Babo, was it, who just killed himself on pit lane entry? I wonder if that's the same sort of thing, where the game's just glitched out on you.
But yeah, Scott was just driving down the straight, minding his own business, and the game put him into the wall.
Now look at this, Janel's ahead of Corey. Don't know if he actually pitted under this VSC or not, but either way he's ahead. I think he did pit under the VSC.
He was in the pit lane as Scott was having his accident.
Yeah. But doesn't really matter, because here comes Corey back past him, but where's Khalifa and where's Pete? Because they were all so close to each other, they were fighting as well. Corey goes deep into turn 1, Jano will try and get him on the exit. Khalifa is still just sitting in the wings waiting. Khan is now past Riley, up into 7th place. And obviously this fight now is over 3rd place only, because Jake, obviously another driver who got to pit under that safety car, he had a broken front wing. It's played out quite nicely for him.
Very nicely for him. So Corey, who had a race win in his hands, he's now got to fight for it. Can he make up 12 seconds? With 17 laps to go, it's going to be damn tight, but I'd like to think Kyle will have it covered.
Well, you'd expect so, but it's just you just never know what the tyres will be like when they get old. So we're just going to have to wait and see. This is the fun part, we just don't know. So, stay tuned. More of those fastest laps will certainly make it quite the interesting race. Camo was just stopped there on the side of the track. I might put a yellow flag out, and it has. I think he's just stopped to let the leaders through, but it does look a... Well, what's he doing now? He's going to get another 10-second penalty for this.
He is, yeah.
Taking some sort of excursions I've never seen before. He might get disqualified, actually, if he goes too slowly. I don't know.
There's a 10-second penalty you're on about. That one won't be removed.
No. I mean, he's doing it to be...
6th fastest lap.
He's doing it to be polite, but he has just crossed himself a good 30-40 seconds just crawling around like that. We don't teach respect in this league, to be fair. We teach kill each other. It's NASCAR, sort of. So, someone put that killer instinct into the man who was in the playoffs or in the Championship 5 last season. How times have changed. But,
we don't bring it up, though, do we?
I don't recall bringing it up yet. Apart from tonight and the week before and the week before, and probably a few more times than that. Here's Season 1 champion who hasn't won a race since Season 1. Pete. Winless.
I did throw up an interesting stat in the chat earlier, Owen. Pete has not won a race since, obviously, Season 1, but he has 7 wins on the road in total, 4 penalties, which puts him level with Kyle and Arnout. So,
Well,
I mean, We look back to Austria, where he gave the winter risk
Camo again.
penalty at Baku.
That is Camo again, just stopping before turn 1. He's yeah, it's a weird tactic from him. But can I just say, this gap is just flying down.
Falling, isn't it? Yeah.
And do you see, Corey's bringing 3 upper drivers with him. Riley is trying to get by Cam, but if I was him, on these older tyres, I'd just leave it. Let Cam just do his own thing.
The disadvantage for Kyle, sorry, the advantage for Kyle is that Jake is a teammate, so he should be able to hold up these guys for a lap or 2 at least. But Corey is very fast, and he's bringing 3 other very fast drivers, as you rightly see, with him.
No penalties for either of them as well. We're so used to seeing races get spoiled by a penalty or 2, so I'm hoping they all stay penalty-free tonight. Apart from all the ones in front of Pete, because as you all know, he's going to win the race tonight because I've been jinxing him for some reason. This might be good karma for changing the livery. You know,
it's made a difference, isn't it?
Could just be what it is.
I'd say season 2 wasn't awful, he just didn't have the best of results. He could have been in a Championship 5, so it may well be something to do with that Atlas City livery.
Look, all I'm saying is that I'm going to take credit for it if he wins the championship, and I'm not going to take credit for it if he loses it, but I do want some sort of compensation from him when I next see him. He can't buy me a pint because I don't like alcohol, but certainly he can buy me a Coke for fixing his season. But, yes. Anyway, 4.6 seconds. I mean, it's going down a good second and a bit per lap. It wouldn't be close at this rate. It's just which driver wins. They're catching Camo Babu again. Hold on. Here we go. Why is he doing that? Look at him. It's because you catch yourself in a vicious cycle when you do this, because it's such a short track. You will be going round so slow every lap.
As per the rules, you do not have to give way under blue flag conditions. Don't forget, Camo Babo is teammates with Riley and also Kieran. I wonder if he has a plan up his sleeve to hold up Corey.
Well, it would explain the bizarre driving, wouldn't it? Look, he's doing it again.
Maybe not.
Because let's say it catches you in a vicious cycle because you've just lost 5 seconds doing that, and since it's a short track, look behind you. Oh, there's 3 more coming along. You know, and I don't see why bother doing that. Just race for yourself, you know, because he's costing himself laps per lap. Pretty much. Oh, okay, good when he spins. He was fighting with Arnold. He's making this fight back through the field. Him and Jamie, you said they were equal on points, didn't you?
Yes, those 2 are.
Yeah, they're not really making much progress on that, but for what it's worth, Arnold is outscoring him. But,
what it's worth is a place in the Championship 5.
Yeah, well, it could just be one position does it, but I have a feeling 13th might be as good as it gets for Arnold today. We'll see though. The yellow flags might change their mind on this, but I don't know who it is. And they're gone before we've had a chance to check.
Riley and Cam. Cam made a move on Riley down the straight. I don't think there was any damage, no, nothing on tap. But the gap to Jake is 2.3 seconds, so Corey is in that penalty window now.
I mean, obviously it is important to note that, yes, you see the timer of the board and say, oh look, there's 11 laps to go at the end of this one, you know, he'll catch easily, but they're 59-second long laps. Not as easy as it sounds. Although I have commentated on a race around Bahrain short recently, once you do catch and the train follows, once one person makes a move, it does turn to chaos. Now that is a yellow and you'll never guess who it is. Oh, he's crashed this time actually. And he's got a 10-second penalty. Oh, don't hit him. He's been disqualified finally. Yeah, I don't know what the tactic was for him. Will they put a VSC or anything like that for this?
Oh, Corey's had a moment.
Oh, Janel's got through. Well.
Who's winning this then?
That will put the cat amongst the pigeons because it's been Corey who's been calling the shots today. And suddenly he's going to be the chasing driver. I mean, he was already the chasing driver, but, you know, against a similarly tired driver. You know what I mean.
This race just got very, very interesting. Jake is going to have the widest car in Bahrain. Don't forget, he is not fighting for anything. He is only here to help his teammate Kyle out. He has to hold up Jan or Corey, Khalifa, and Pete. But are those four going to make it super easy and just go past him? If he makes it difficult, it's in Kyle's hands, but we have 9 minutes of racing left. And I don't know if Jake can hold them off on those mediums for that long.
Well, there's only one way to find out, isn't there, Jacko? So
There is indeed.
let's see what's going to happen. It's been a while since, like I said, we had a fight like this where the leader's got no penalties and the 4 drivers chasing him down have no penalties. It's a nice luxury to have, where we know everything that happens on track will count. Because obviously
Jake is about to get swamped here, Owen.
Yeah, because obviously we saw last week with Pete leading the race, he resulted in trying to kill everyone because of the penalties. It just meant, I mean, you can do that all you like, but it doesn't really matter. This is a lot more genuine. We saw Zandvoort ruined by the penalty, Austria in a way as well. So many good races potential taken away from the penalties. Let's not have it happen today. Let's have them all get by Jake nice and easily and chase after their man. Here comes Jano. DRS, he's going to, like as you say, he just take the whole pack with him.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing Jake can do, is there? Yeah, you're right. He's a sitting duck. Oh my god!
Wow. Almost made it slightly easier.
Yeah, he would have been a spinning duck. Oh, he's going up the inside. He's not a damaged duck. Oh, he's hit the wall, and he's taking Khalifa with him. And Pete, the Pete's hype train's really on the rails now, isn't it? Well, they're both front wing damaged. Oh,
Jake, Khalifa and Corey.
And more contact for Khalifa as he dives back up the inside of Jake. And I mean, he's going to have to pit anyway with that front wing. I mean, it was absolutely destroyed. But I wonder if he's not aware of why that situation happens. Because Corey's went for a dive bomb. Kieran's gone, not Kieran, Jake's gone wide and then he's hit the wall and it's been spat back out as a result. They've both buggered their front wings. And
look at this, Jano within a second now.
8 laps to go. Is it possible for Kyle to hold him off? He has got more ERS, so maybe he has been planning for this. Oh, big slide! That's going to help.
14 drivers out of 51 have won a Cup Series race. Jano could make it 15.
He has to get the move stick though, and he's got to not loiter. Because obviously Corey and Pete, he's going to win the race anyway. Because he just will. They're right there, but here comes Jano. Oh, he just can't do it.
He's waited. Come on, Jano. Get it done.
Here comes Corey. DRS. He will get DRS on the next lap. Remember, Kyle has some more ERS, and I'm sure as hell he's not going to be giving this one away easily. Lock up into the final braking zone for Jano. And here he goes, DRS. He's yet to win a race in the JACKOCAR Cup Series. Kyle, what's the defence going to be like? He seems happy enough to let him go. So, a bit of an anticlimax, but oh well, he's through. Didn't really know what to say about that now. I hyped that a bit too much. Apologies. Let's just tone down the hype a bit because Kyle doesn't like having fun. But it's fine because Corey still might feel a tad robbed of this one, and he's going to want to
now looking at 2 top 5 finishes in a row. But the action is all happening at front. What will Corey do? Pete's starting to drop away from this top 3 now, but Kyle is still in the DRS of Jano. Iceman up to P6.
Obviously Kyle now has less ERS than Jano, so he must have been using some of it to keep up. So maybe he's still planning on making the overtake to get back into the lead of the race. In fact, he's closing. Well, I wasn't expecting this one. I thought if he got by, it would have been one and done for Jano. But no, here comes Kyle once again to try and take it back. Right outside of turn 1. He'll give him the inside for turn 2, but he just hasn't got the grip or the traction to make it work. And Corey's going to do his trademark dive bomb again up the inside. And his contact once again. And if it went flying, he's lost the back end. Well, not really the best overtaking attempt from Corey. It's put Pete back into the DRS range. Any incidents with these top 4 will certainly help Cam as well, of course. As you say, he's sitting in the top 5 and sitting pretty nice as well. Iceman trying to get by Riley.
And if Cam were to win, it would advance him straight into the round of 6. and then you're going to lose somebody like Iceman and Paul, and it makes things very difficult for J-Luke and Arnold, who aren't having very good races at the moment, in that next round of playoffs. So a win for an outsider here could be massive.
Sorry, more front wing going off Riley's car. He's gone into the side
yes,
of Iceman. Back with a leading pack. They've all got no ERS now. Oh dear. 5 to go, lads. 5 to go. Someone's going to have to try something. Like I said, I'd be very surprised if Corey doesn't end up passing at some point.
Jarrell goes deep into turn 3 there.
I think Corey might fancy the move now, if he can. But he can't. He just can't do it. I just don't know who. I can't call it. I can't call it.
No.
Corey, I feel a move coming now, perhaps, because he's got to hurry up.
Remember, if Kyle or Corey win this race, they advance through straight away, and it almost contacted.
Front wing gone. Front wing gone. Right hand side. He's cut across as well. This obviously continues. It has to be said, continues to help the man behind him, being Pete. He might not win the race, but with these two swiping at each other, it might still end up being a nice podium position.
More contact down the straight.
It's obviously helping Channel on for his first victory. And look at the switchback from Corey. Kyle gives him the space, but Corey, well, he's got damage, so he's going to understeer, isn't he? So perhaps Kyle might have a good chance of getting him still. He's using what he's got left of his ERS, but neither of them have DRS on the straight.
Look at Pete. He's eyeing up a P2 here. Kyle moves across, but Pete's going to go down the inside. Is he going to make the move stick?
Sorry, I cut away from that for a second, but I thought it was going to be contact, and there he is. He is through. Damage on Corey ahead. And, well, Pete has got a pretty easy task, you'd think, in theory, to get himself up into P2 with Corey's wing damage, and then who knows about whether in the last 3 laps he can chase down Janel. Look at the understeer. There's no way Corey's keeping this.
I was just going to say a fact for you. A chase driver has never won a playoff race, Owen.
Here he comes. Pete going around the outside. He's up into P2, but Corey's not going to give it up. He's going to, again, try that and break deep, but I think with the damage, it doesn't work for him. I don't know why he's going back up his inside. This is going to cost him more time. Where's Kyle? There he is. He's right behind Kieran, by the way. Mr. Spears himself up into P6.
He's going to have a mega run here, Owen. Sorry to distract from you again, but even Corey's looking at the back of Pete now. He goes defensive, and he just about holds him off this time around, but this battle is not over, and Janel is pulling away 2.6 seconds up the road.
Yeah, just got to make sure he doesn't get any penalties now. And even if he does, mind you, he might still make 3 seconds.
Yeah, he's not far off. Corey and Kyle almost running into each other again. The top section of the track. Gonna have DRS on Pete down into turn 1, as is the most favourite move down here.
Obviously Pete will have no DRS, so this is going to be a 3-car scrap, possibly. Here goes Corey to the outside line. Pete back down his inside. Corey switches back. And Kyle, is he going to be able to find a way through? No, but Corey is into second place again. Janel, 3.4 clear. Iceman, stop it. Was it those two last week that kept swapping positions, wasn't it?
I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, they're doing it again.
Brazil.
They're doing it again.
2 weeks ago. Pete's still on the back of Corey. Oh.
One more lap at the end of this one.
We have ourselves a race winner, but we know what Janel's like on final laps. He did it in Singapore. He spun and lost the race win to Matt Bode.
Yeah, well, look out for the rain. That's what scuppered him that day.
Absolutely. He survived the second car restart this time around. As we're looking at 1 lap to go in Bahrain short, Janel leads. It's Corey, Pete and Kyle behind. No idea who's going to win it though. Who's going to be on the podium with Janel, I should say. Corey defensive, Pete's going to throw it down the inside. You know he is.
Which way is Corey going to go though? Is he still undecided and they make contact? Kyle's on the inside. No way through. Pete, I don't think he's close enough for any dive bombs of any description, but he will have the DRS. Kieran, go on lad. He's doing it. I'm not biased, honestly, I just...
No, not at all.
Cool, yeah, cool person. He likes Mauritius, okay? He's called Spears. Anyway, I think we can cut away from this, sadly, I don't know. Prove me wrong again, Pete.
You cut away, I'll call you back if you have to come back.
Well, we've got a couple of seconds. Because he's going for it. He's closing the gap.
It's got to be into this final turn now for Pete. If he's going to make it onto the podium, Corey gives him the room. Pete down the inside.
Contact.
He's holding it. They almost make contact.
There's the race winner. Janel wins his first race. Sorry to interrupt there, but yeah, they're going to stay in line across the finish line. Right, let's just give him a moment. Janel is a JACKOCAR Cup Series winner. And that's
number 15.
That's the way you want to start your chase campaign proper. That's a statement. Corey second, Pete third, good day for him. Kyle in fourth, Cal in fifth, Kieran Spears has binned it, and I think he might have another one joining him. Don't Jesus, that was nearly flashbacks to the many pilots we've had across the line over the years.
Dexter inside the top 10, great drive. Khalifa recovered to P10, still ahead of Arnout and Jiggaloo.
Dexter got that top 10 for that livery alone. Beautiful.
Cam P5, 2 races in a row. What a race, Owen.
Thoroughly enjoyed that one.
All come alive in the last 17 laps there, didn't it?
Indeed. We'll confirm the order then, just again, after the podium where we see our first time winner. Don't look very happy, to be honest, but anyway. And Pete's not even spreading the champagne, he's still surprised how good the race has gone for him, and Corey might want to kill himself, to be honest. I do wonder what he's going to feel about that one today, because surely he must think he should have won that race.
Oh, well, I think the safety car is what did him in the end. Khalifa picked up fastest lap, by the way, 58.7.
Right, here's the order. Janel winner. Corey, Pete, Kyle, Cam, Kieran, Iceman, Brandon, Dexter, Khalifa, Arnold, Jake, Riley, Jamie, OKK, MK Bourne, and then Scott, Paul McGuinness, Thomas, and Camo Babu. And where are we next week? Again? Always forget this, you say.
It's Japan. It is Japan.
Ooh. Well, that's going to be fun. Maybe that's where OKK will get his win. We're still waiting for it to happen on that one, though. But, yeah, we will see you for that then. Cheers for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. And just another reminder that we're better than one hub. Safe travels, everybody. Safe travels, I can say that now, you see, because all this lockdown malarkey's ending and stuff. So, yay! See you.